Setting a big New Year's resolution really often feels inspiring at first because you're getting this hit of dopamine that comes with planning and envisioning. But what usually happens? Usually by March, maybe even by February, the excitement fizzles. But really, what happens is life gets in the way, and those goals that you set in December seem distant or unmanageable. Welcome to the Monday Method. I'm your host, Liz Mayer, life, career, and business coach, and I am obsessed with helping you create the life you love so you stop living for the weekends and start loving your Mondays. This show is dedicated to you women who do it all, from building careers to building families to becoming the version of yourself you love. This show provides you with the tools to get you off the hamster wheel of burnout so you can give what matters in your life the best of you, not the rest of you. Are you ready to create a life so good you look forward to Mondays? Then let's go. Well, hello, my friend. I hope you are having a wonderful day. And if you're not, I hope that after listening to this, you feel like your spirits are lifted. And in particular, if it is a Monday or a Sunday, or potentially you're dreading the day ahead or the week ahead, I hope you take this time for you so that you show up as your best self and you create the life you want. So as I record this here episode, I have returned from a few glorious days in Phoenix, Arizona. So warm, a nice break from the Ohio weather. And while some of it was for fun, it was actually for a live event from one of my favorite coaches and mentors, James Wedmore. And it was just so amazing. It was equal parts restorative and thought provoking. And it was just what I needed to renew me as I came back to my role as Santa Mom. Yes, Santa Mom. So as I record this, it's the second week of December. And if you are a mom, you are probably experiencing all of the holiday things, right? So some of that could be everything from Elf on the Shelf duty to obviously getting everything ready for the holidays, whether it's baked goods, whether it's presents, whether it's ensuring that all of the lists are to Santa and Mrs. Claus. If it's obviously planning any of those holiday events and parties, or maybe it's just getting ready to dress up your kid as a Grinch, right? Those moments where it's surprise, we have yet another holiday party at school that you need to get ready for. So at this time of year, it is very easy to really just kind of get all out of sorts with all of the activities and happenings around us. And while I have a great system to manage my workload, I still find that my mode of operandum for the holidays actually feels pretty good. And I think a major reason that I'm able to juggle all of the holiday stuff, all of the Santa Mom stuff, really honestly, all of the family stuff with a travel in between and my consulting business and my coaching business is because I've really embraced the whole concept of winning the season that is in front of me. And by creating the energy that I want to bring to the month or quarter that is in front of me. So I want to talk to you about this today because as we think about this time of year, whatever time of year you're listening to this, you probably associate this January time period that is in front of us in the next couple weeks as this opportunity to really start over and to start thinking now about your New Year's resolutions. So, I'm going to talk to you today about why I do not set New Year's resolutions and what I do in. Okay. So, right now, again, as we talk, I'm in the middle of December and, all of the things are coming at me. And I think it's really important for you that you think about how you want to feel this time of year. And what you deserve to feel is empowered. You deserve to feel like you are productive when and where you want to be productive, and that you are peaceful and having enough play where you want to have that fun time with friends and family. What I don't want for you is that you feel bulldozed by a series of societally imposed or self imposed shoulds. Okay. And when I think about New Year's resolutions, I think about that as the biggest should. And I dropped that should a few years back, and I advise my clients to drop the shoulds as well in order to live your best life. And it might sound surprising, right? My driven, goal loving checklist creator ass has stopped using New Year's resolutions. So, today, let's talk about why I think the new year, new me bullshit is not for you and what you should do instead. But before I go into this content, my Work Less and Get More program goes into all of the details and all of the systems to help you align how you spend your time and energy so that you can win the season you're in. And what that means to you is that no matter what time of year it is, you can enjoy life and continue to grow and progress at work. You can show up as that confident, present version of you that gets what you want at home and at work. And ultimately, what is most important gets the best of you and not the rest of you. Work Less and Get More gives you a system that works better than a fancy planner alone. Clients are getting 4 to 5 hours back per week at least. And if enjoying life while creating progress is important to you, head over to lizmayercoaching.com and sign up for this program. Okay. But while you're here, let's talk about the whole shebang about avoiding New Year's resolutions and what to do instead. So, I think annual goal setting is about as sexy as Crocs at a formal event. And if you're a Croc lover, I'm sorry, it's just my opinion. Setting a big New Year's resolution really often feels inspiring at first because you're getting this hit of dopamine that comes with planning and envisioning and checking something off the box, and everyone else is doing it too. I literally was working out the other day on my Peloton tread, and my Peloton instructor was sharing her New Year's resi. But what usually happens? Usually by March, maybe even by February, the excitement fizzles. Maybe if you live in a state where I live, the weather maybe starts to get nicer and enough about sitting at home, working on that stuff all day. But really, what happens is life gets in the way, and those goals that you set in December seem distant or unmanageable. You might forget about them because something else comes up because that's life. Or maybe you just push them to the back burner. And before you know it, it's December of that year. And you're left wondering, where did the year go? And surprise, 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 surprise. Remember that meme? That same goal is on that list. It's just a different year, same you, same resolution. And a big reason why this happens is when you think about the time span over a year, you overestimate what you can do in 1 year, and you underestimate all the shifts within that time frame that do really truly impact your time and energy. You might go super hard at the beginning and then totally fall off the wagon, or you might tell yourself, I have plenty of time to get to that. Another reason why these 12-month goals don't work is a full year is way too long to maintain focus, okay? Life changes so much over the course of 12 months. And if you're a mom, you can see this with your kids literally, even within a quarter, right? It's really easy to drift away from your goals as you respond to new events, new circumstances, challenges, and demands that just come with life, right? I think we've heard that like we as humans have the attention span of a goldfish or worse. And so expecting yourself to maintain focus for a full year and go hard is really maybe not even fair. So, what I do instead is I plan in shorter increments. And so, when you think short increments, it can be anywhere from 4 weeks to 12 weeks. And what I do is I emphasize a very focused approach that is flexible to the life I have and the life I want. Okay. So here's why this works. For one, if you think of things in terms of 4 weeks, 12 weeks, maybe even honestly 1 week at a time, 2 weeks at a time, it's a much more manageable time frame. Okay. You're not going to get burnt out or overwhelmed at the thought of these big changes that you want to drive because you're really focusing potentially on more focused effort, but maybe even smaller, more continual points of progress within that resolution or that goal. Okay. And as a working mom with a career, family, and a school themed calendar to deliver on, you likely have a very different attention span. And there is nothing wrong with that. It's all about creating a life that works for you. Okay, here's the other reason why this works. I love a good horoscope. I'm a Scorpio, if you must know. But what you should not be doing is trying to predict what the rest of your year will look like while still accounting for the unexpected curveballs that life throws at you. Okay. For many of you, when you look at that full calendar, you're thinking of things like what's happening at work, right? That's usually pretty fixed, right? You're thinking about, hey, when am I going to take a vacation? What are the birthdays I have to plan for? What is the back to school time period? What's the return to school time period post holidays? And that is a lot. And that is enough of those fixed timelines. And so trying to predict how you will be and how you will deliver on this year long resolution can just become very straining, right? And you might look out at that year and there's so many uncertainties, and you might either be so hesitant that you don't take any step forward, or you put so much pressure on yourself that you end up again unraveling come February or March. But what I love about this whole like shorter weeks, again, whether it's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 12 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, is you only have really a few short weeks to start to establish a new habit, start to build new practices, and ultimately achieve a goal. And so you don't tackle a year worth of goal in 4 weeks worth of work. You say, hey, if I'm going to focus on something for 4 weeks, here is a reasonable, outcome that I would expect for that. You're going to feel more motivated too, because you're going to be able to take action and see measurable progress instead of feeling like you got plenty of time to tackle it or you just don't know what's coming. Okay. So that's why it's really important and critical to gravitate towards those few short weeks. Okay. Here's the other thing: you are a busy queen. Different seasons require different priorities. And I hear it all the time. So many of my clients are just racked with guilt. They feel like they're spread so thin that they cannot really give progress to the areas that are important to them while also succeeding at motherhood and also succeeding at work. And they feel like in order to succeed in one area, they have to fail at another area. And that is just not true. I want you to think of your year as moving through seasons, okay? And I'm not just talking the weather related ones with the holidays, right? But I want you to think of phases of life. Sometimes you are in a season of growth. Other times you're in a season of rest, or maybe you're in a season of maintenance, okay? But what is important is that you decide, what is this season? What is important to me? And what do I need to do for myself to create progress in the areas that are important to me while still maintaining my sanity? Okay. So I talked about seasons. You all know, obviously, fall, winter, spring, summer, yada, yada, yada. You can go by that calendar if you'd like. But one of the things that I emphasize with my clients is to think of seasons of your life in terms of where and how you can flex your time and your energy to create a life so damn good that you look forward to those Mondays. So let's start with a season of growth. Okay. In this season, you are focused on you. You might be pushing for focused results in one area, or maybe multiple tabs of life where you want to change or grow within. During this period, that work on you, whatever that area is that you want to change, that takes the cake. Okay. The key in this season of growth is intentionality. If you know that 6 to 12 weeks are dedicated to your personal growth, you can communicate that to your family. You can set boundaries with your family, with your friends, with work if needed. And you can give yourself permission to be in that hustle mode. And that's okay because it's a season, it's not a permanent state of being. Maybe this is where you plan to get more help around the house, or you get your meals delivered, or you outsource the homework to dad. Okay. The reason why I think this is important is that this is the season when you focus on those activities that you want to change. And you kind of just set up, hey, this is that level 8, 9, or 10 worth of work in this area. Okay. And you give yourself permission to maybe let go of the things that aren't as crucial or to just do less. The next season is the season of rest and recovery. Now, after a season of growth or during a season where certain demands honestly can really drain you, rest is vital. So maybe you've done a big work push, maybe you've had a major life change, or maybe you went so hard in your season of growth that you're feeling really burnt out. Okay. This season is all about replenishing your energy in whatever way you can. Okay. This is the season that you really give yourself space and you spend time doing the things that restore you. Okay. For me, my season of growth is usually January and February, but my season of rest and recovery is right now in December. Okay. And the thing that I love about declaring a season of rest and recovery is you give yourself space and you start to trust that your life will move ahead without you going hard all the damn time. Okay. When you're in this phase of rest and recovery, doesn't mean that you abandon all of those great habits you created. You just allow for more space for the other good things you want to build. Okay. And the goal is that at the end of this rest period, whether it's 2 weeks, whether it's a month, whether it's 6 weeks, however much you need, you're going to feel recharged and ready to shift into the next season. The last season is a season of maintenance. There are times when shit hits the fan and it seems like there are endless emergencies that you need to really be there for, right? Whether that's work, whether that's something with your kids, whether it's something in relation to dealing with anything else with family, right? Maybe something unexpected happens. During this season, you need to own your power and focus your shift in your season so that you are able to take care of you. This is where maybe you start small with tiny, tiny, tiny habits and you do the bare minimum in whatever area that is important to you. but you're not doing it with a sense of guilt, okay? This is where, amidst the chaos, you practice showing up for yourself, even in small ways. You practice showing up for that area in your life where you want growth, but you don't put pressure on yourself. You look at those activities as ways to ultimately maintain your sanity, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. So I hope this is helpful for you. The beauty of this style of resolutions or goal setting is that it helps you to avoid feeling like you're spread so thin. And it also helps you avoid feeling guilty about not pushing for career goals or only focusing solely on family. You start to trust that there is a rhythm of life and you are the one playing the tune. You give yourself permission to pour into your own growth, knowing that there is a season just around the corner that will enable you to care for yourself, to care for your family, and to recover from your work. So I hope this helped you, you badass. Whenever you're ready to get more time and more energy back and create a life so good, you look forward to Mondays. I want you to join my Work Less and Get More program. You're going to get a system of time and energy management that works harder than you do. And that is my hope. You can sign up at lizmayercoaching.com and let's go. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday week or whatever is in front of you. You got this. Well, hey, friend. Thank you for spending time with me. As a thank you for spending your very limited, precious time, I want to offer you access to a free masterclass on how to create personal and professional success without burnout. You can access the link in the show notes or head over to lizmayercoaching.com and click on the link to access this free masterclass. Thanks again for spending time with me, and I cannot wait for you to love your Mondays. See you, friend.